Oh, yes, we are live. So many greetings to everyone in the group. Today we have a design special with Upcycling Queen Melanie Brummer from South Africa. And I really hope you will all join this time, not directly live on Facebook, but I'm using StreamYard so I can stream onto several places. Sorry, my profile and to the group and on my YouTube channel. And I want to introduce you to Melanie Brummer, who is really such an inspiration for me because I think she has no limit when it comes to upcycling, reusing, doing with all the materials she has here. So a big hello to Melanie. Hi, Melanie.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me here with you today, Janine. It's always very interesting, fun, and exciting to speak with you on your lives.
So really flattered, and I'm really happy that you're doing these lives with me. So I never know if she's saying yes or no. And if someone, yes, this is my please, my big wish to you, because it's on StreamYard. Everyone who is commenting here, you have to give permission to StreamYard so we can see your name. Otherwise, it says Facebook user. So I see there are some people watching already. I see some comments are coming in from Facebook users. So we really want to address you personally, and therefore, please give. You don't need to have an account on StreamYard. Just give StreamYard permission to pick up your name so that we can address you. Okay, I would say let's start. And I see that Melanie has set up a wonderful background and using actually what she had at home. And this is what the whole topic is here, because what I don't want, and we all don't want, is to invest so much money, to have so much stress. So it's not about, and this is I think the only picture I'm showing you today, although it looks very elaborated and impressive and so on. So we don't want you to go this way and look for a studio. It's not necessary having this elaborated studio. Then you need space for that, because you need space to set it up in a way, or you have to touch it maybe on a ceiling, maybe somewhere. So we don't want to ruin anything in your home and to need so much. It's everything about using what you have already at home, even if you have no space at home at all, because I know a lot of people are struggling with their rooms, with their space, saying, oh, I don't have anything where I can set up something. And we want to show you that it can be very easy. I want to take you on a journey away from you must have a TV studio into you must have something for your screen, and the screen is not so large as you think. Is that correct, Melanie?
Absolutely. In fact, that screen is a lot smaller than you think. So I've been following Janine's videos for a very long time and wondering how she pulls it off. And I finally cracked it today. Realized that it's all about actually bringing the camera closer to the background, because then it's so much easier to manage. You've got a much smaller space to control.
Yes.
So I'm learning that it's about getting the background and the camera closer to each other, which was not something that I ever really thought about too carefully before, about how that would impact how easy or difficult it would be to set up.
I'm very proud and that I could inspire you doing this. So we have a comment from Kathy, and she says, Kathy, I'm a VA of Janine. We love you and we'd like to join us. Oh, sorry. That is a comment from my VA. Sorry for that. And I didn't know that she could have, or that she had the time to join us. Thank you, team. She's helping you. If you want to know more about that and want to learn more, then of course we invite you to the upcoming free challenge, where it's all about video background. But today we want to focus a little bit on the resources that you can go to, that I wanted to take away from that everything has to be expensive, super elaborated when it comes to professional. It can be or can look very professional, even if it's very, very simple. And I want you to use what you already have. So maybe we can inspire you all today to go around in your rooms and look around what you can actually use. And the first mindset I want to give to you, I think Melanie can confirm that, is that you should not think of a background as one space, correct? It's not one space. When you come down from one space and you start parting it into 1, 2, 3 spaces, then it's much easier because you can bring in together a few different spaces, different sizes. You have your background is not one space, correct?
So my whole thinking with setting this up like this today is because I know you normally split the screen.
Yeah.
So I thought I would kind of echo it in what I was doing here. Where I failed was I was hoping to get this parallel so that it's got a straight line coming down that then echoes yours very nicely. And where it failed is because this is actually a dress that's slightly that's got a shaping to it. So the shape of the skirt is causing it to do this diagonal thing. So it's not looking ideal. And I thought I'd leave it like that because it's a great conversation to have, to explain to people, okay, these are the little things you might want to finesse. So with this, I would try to get it straighter in an ideal world. But Janine will tell you I was fiddling with this just before we started, and I had it almost perfect. I messed it up.
So the first thing that I would do when you say you want to talk about that and you want to bring it into your conversation, because in your business it's about upcycling, so I would keep that. But if someone has another business and just want to bring in the design, I mean, first taking a dress, not even I had ever this idea. So congratulations, Melanie. That was a phenomenal idea. Would never take that. I'm all about fabrics, but fabrics that are not done in any way. But having a dress, that's phenomenal. And what I would use, I don't know if
can I play a little more?
Yes, what I would do when I'm and I really want to have that straight line, then I would use a few needles, no, pins. Sorry, not needles, pins, and just, fold it behind.
Okay. Yes, that would work.
And then, all you have to do is attach it and you get your straight line.
That would totally work. That would totally
work. That would totally. No one would ever think of a dress. Really, no one.
So shall we show the viewers a bit more detail of what I've got going here so they can understand what they're looking at?
Please.
So I'm going to take the dress down just to show you what it looks like up close. And this dress is one of my signature pieces that my network have often seen me wear, which is why it makes such an interesting background piece. And it is a patchwork that I've hand stitched.
Wow.
So when my network sees this, there's a very strong connection with the story behind how I made it, and then how it makes sense in the picture. Then the other thing was I thought I'd take this down to then show you the alternative background that we have going behind here.
It's beautiful.
And this is just a subtle dyed effect. And this fabric, when I bought it, was a remnant at the store. It was one of those end of rolls. I don't know if I can show you. Let's see if I can show you in the corner up there. Can you see it's got a hole here?
Oh my goodness.
So it wasn't even a perfect piece of fabric. I have just styled it and positioned it. There we go. So that that little piece of frame that you're seeing is on the piece of fabric that is useful and beautiful and useful to the conversation. Then I also thought I'd just touch a little bit on pattern and color, perhaps. Also to show, so here we've got something that's a little bit more plain. We've got something happening to create visual interest, but it's plainer and more muted and more toned down. And here you can see when you compare Janine and I's two frames, we look very, very matchy, and it looks amazing. So you might want to play with things like that if you've got a co-host or something like that to try to create something that looks congruous. Then, of course, something that is very colored has a cheerful interest. So if you're trying to create a feeling of it being festive or something like that, you could maybe put bunting hanging across here. Might give a sense of having a party feel or something like that. And then the top I'm wearing is also quite intentional because I just wanted to give you a little bit of just a visual to show you the difference you get between soft textured effects and what might happen if you brought in some prints. And also if those prints are very contrasting. So black and white is very contrasting. And you can see here how in the video, it's quite a distractor actually. It kind of jumps out at you almost. So you want to have a little bit of awareness when you're selecting fabrics about what you want to create and how you want to create it. What I really love about Janine's combinations is that she will very often combine the look of the clothing with the background. And that totally turns me on. I love to see that because then the whole thing is so beautifully styled visually. So I've shown you what the chaos looks like. And Janine will show you how to put it all together.
Thank you so much, Melanie. Yeah, I think when you and maybe that is the magic behind, or that what it's really about is when you once are very clear on your how and very clear on your uniqueness, what makes you unique, then you are never leaving it. So everything that you're doing, even if it's if you're playing around with it or experimenting, is based on who you are, and therefore it's always matching. Yeah. So really stick to your uniqueness, stick to your authenticity, define it, find out what is that, and then stick to that. You will always make the right choice. You will not go behind trends or so, really be that, and then it's always matching. And I absolutely love that that organic behind you, because I think it creates such a warmth and inviting atmosphere, because everything is very soft and very rounded, and that is something that people feel well when they come and see you and watch you. And you may not forget that, especially when you are in a long webinar challenge that is about an hour, people are watching you for a long time. Yeah. And therefore, and especially in coaching calls, yeah, you are there. It's really like you say, come into my very special designed room, have a seat. Yeah. And let's have a nice time. And that is so really emphasizing that. So I love that you chose that. And yeah, and then you can make a contrast in your look that is in front of you, of course. And when you so I prepared also a few things. You have your fabrics, and what I have, I'm very pragmatic and practical person, I have to say. And let's have, yeah, here I am. What I love is because everything is maybe about the first step. So what do you do on first? Okay. And before you start investing in something and looking around and say, now I am buying 5 meters fabric or whatever. What I really love to try out is, oops, sorry. You know what that is?
Is that wallpaper? Wrapping paper?
Yes. Life can be super simple. I think I spent around, I don't know, €1 or €2 for that. And you can try out first. If you're not sure if the color is working, so you get them, of course, with one color that is all pink. You get them with printed designs on it. And that is something when you are not sure about. I mean, especially everything that is visual has something to do with trying out. You have to try out. You have to just take it and try out and then say, okay, is it working? Is it not working? And when you're not so secure about your design or do you want to have so much pattern behind you? All you do is you buy some wrapping paper that is doesn't have to be exactly the same design. You will never get them. Don't make your life too complicated. Find something that is about your design and then take that. And the advantage is that you have a lot of it. Instead of paper is also always very limited. But a wrapping paper, you just roll it out and then you attach it somewhere and you say, okay, that's a bit much for me. Take it down. Investment was €1 or €2 and then use it for your upcoming Christmas present. So it's nothing that you have to throw away. You can reuse it. But first, you get an impression. Is that working? Is it not working? So wrapping paper is one of my most beloved sources when it comes to trying out maybe more crazy stuff. Then I have this with the dots, and then you can find out, okay, it has reflecting spots. Is that working? Is it not working? Can I use that? So this is something, because of course quality is not very high. It's destroyable very easy. So it's not your final thing, but it's a very nice way to just try that out and attach it behind you, and then you can say, yeah, that's working, and then you can look for something that is maybe a little bit has more quality in the material itself.
So, Janine, how are you connecting your wrapping paper?
You mean on my wall?
Yes. How do you get it to stay up there?
What I have beside my pins are this kind. Oops. I call them also like the clips, my lifesaver.
So have you got a board up against the wall behind you?
Yeah, what I have is, because the thing is, I needed to find a solution for a lot of backgrounds. So I'm not setting up one background and then I leave it like it is. You could probably do it even with a wrapping paper. I cannot do it because I set it up, bring it down for different videos, and therefore needed to find a solution. And my husband was so nice and came up with some cork tiles. You get them in a square, and he glued it and really attached it onto the wall. So actually my wall is ruined. Don't do that. But it's okay. It's my business place. So that's okay. And on a cork tile, there you can attach almost really everything. Only with pins, only with needles, you can do everything. And the thing is, one idea is because we talk a lot about walls and having something. So you use those clips. You told me it's a crocodile clip, right? I love that name for that. For all those who do not have a wall, then my suggestion is have a wall in front of the wall. And therefore, all you need to find is a board, something that you can lean behind you. You can even, when you say, I want to have that, I want to change that, or then find some cork tiles. Cork is really nice because it's soft and it carries also something that has a little bit more weight. And then just glue them onto that board, have it behind you, and then you can try on, take it on, take it up, down, on, down. So however you like that, you can really, really experiment with that. It's an easy way. But just one reminder, if you want to learn more about that, we will have our free challenge next week. join our free challenge. Okay, I will leave you the link in the comments, so that, because it's not only about the background, it's also about the concept behind. Like you said that, Melanie, when you want to create something special, you want to create an atmosphere, or you want to act in front of your camera. I know you and your lives, you have a lot of energy, so you are always standing in front of the camera, and then you need a complete different setup as someone who is sitting in front of the camera or is demonstrating something. So therefore you need to have a concept, and then I'm teaching you that. So today we want to talk about what kind of materials else can you use. And what I also have found is, I don't know if you, that is also something that you can try out, experiment, super cheap. Maybe you have it at home. Yeah. Do you know what that is?
They look like placemats.
Yes. Placemats. Amazing, because they already have a nice shape. Yeah. Easily to attach, no weight at all. And you can also play around with it and give your background a nice idea. So I can actually try that. That's crazy here, huh? So but do you know what happens now? This is something you have to try out. You see that it's blurry.
Yes.
Pattern becomes blurry. You know why? Because it's too small.
Okay.
So therefore, it's so important to look around for something that doesn't cost you a lot, to try it out, because this pattern is definitely too small. It's just too much for the camera, and camera is having the focus on me, and then the background is blurry. Okay. We learned something. Never tried it out before.
That's a very interesting process. Thank you for sharing your process. I always wondered how you kind of thought it through.
Yeah, actually, I'm collecting whatever I can, and I just try out. And I can really assure you, not every of my background ideas are the super hit. It's not. Yeah. Sometimes I come up with something and it's really horrible.
How do you test them? Do you test them on both of your devices? Do you test on your phone and on your laptop?
I taste on my screen, and yeah, I should test it on my smartphone too. You're completely right sometimes, but I think, I somehow have my smartphone in mind, because I see already, okay, this is too small, this is too big, but actually you have to focus on one screen, and then your screen is your best buddy. And all you do is really, really checking on your screen. So when I'm trying out a background, I'm never just in front of my wall and trying out. I'm always checking on screen. Otherwise, you come up with, I don't know, you are so creative in putting things together, and on screen doesn't look good. So you always need to you have a few steps, then you sit in front of it and say, okay, remove it, or do something different. And what I also love is, and I'm asking my neighbors, but we all have that, because a lot of us are ordering products. I know we should buy local, but sometimes not possible. And I'm asking my neighbors when they get packages. We don't name the company. We all know what we're talking about. Packages are coming in, yeah, big parcels, and they are filled with styrofoam. And that can be really large styrofoam. I love that. You know why? Because it's lightweighted, and you can attach that even with needles. Doesn't need a lot. And what I do is, I'll show you. You see, I wrap it. Can be a fabric, Can be a wrapping paper. That makes sense. Yeah. And then you can attach that as an element, as a design element, wherever you want that. Yeah, you can now.
Yes, and if you decide it's something you like and you want to use repeatedly, then that would make it very easy to. That's very clever.
You have to. This is something I learned the hard way, because I really had in the beginning. I had something, a very heavy placemat. It was a very nice design, but during my life, it came down directly on me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is not what you want to have. So I needed to find a way. Okay, how can I replace that? I love the design, and what I've done is that I just took the placemat and I found a rubber foam. Yeah, you can get that for do-it-yourself stores and so. And I've just cut it out with a cutter, exactly the same design that I had on a placemat, but it's super easy and very, very light. And now I could just attach some double-sided sticker, and it's perfect. Yeah, you bring it here on. Here we go.
That's amazing. I always wondered how you did your flowers.
Now you know.
Yeah,
I had them for a while. And you can now, you just see, especially, I love it when I keep the things very flexible, because when you go on Zoom, then Zoom is resizing the screen. So you don't have the same screen on Facebook like you have on Zoom. And then you need to remove it, bring it in and so. And that was easy to do, because all I have is, remove that, and then it looks nice. Yeah. And this is something I want to give to you, is that you really go away from one space, have flexible element, have element that makes it so lively, and then you can move them around, and it brings in a nice atmosphere. So Melanie, I have a few comments here. Please give StreamYard permission to use your name, otherwise we are we are talking to Facebook users. I'm so sorry, I have no idea who is commenting. Someone says, yes, I always have time for you. Thank you for that. And looks great, Melanie. You indeed cracked it. Oh, Kathy Gannon is saying that. Thanks for giving us the name. Good to see you, ladies. And quilters use thick insulation boards that come big size. No need for cork, as they are soft for pins. Yeah, that is a great tip from Kathy Gannon. Thank you so much for letting us know. But she is a really a master of quilting and right? Am I right?
So yes, Kathy has a fantastic Facebook group with, I think, more than 35,000 members in it. And they specifically focus on one kind of quilt, which is your one block wonder quilt. So it's a very, very easy method of making quilts for beginners. And they always come out stunning. Okay, I can spend hours and hours just scrolling through that group, looking at what I like. One of these days I'm going to have to try her method, because it's very fun. It's very fun.
I've seen a few of her posts, and it's impressive. It's really impressive. Thank you for joining us, Kathy. You see that you start thinking of, okay, not this is a TV studio, it has to be a TV studio equipment, but what do you have at home? What kind of boards do you have? What kind, maybe you have an easel, you can put something on that easel. Maybe you have, a high board that you can put something onto it, and it's exactly that height that you need for the camera. Maybe you can use that was fantastic, creative from you, Melanie. Taking a dress. No one sees that, as long as you don't show it on screen. That's the magic behind it. Yeah, you control, like you said, you take control of it, and you are the one deciding What are you going to show? And that is what is on screen. Everything around does not exist for no one. So you can fold it. So you have your straight line. You can leave it like it is and talk about it. That's a very nice way. But I loved that you brought in some complete different design than the one to the background. So you have really a contrast. That is amazing when you want to create an atmosphere. So when you don't have to teach so much, like I always have with my Dexport here, but when you really want to create a coaching, that is amazing. Yeah, you always need that living room atmosphere, and you bring in something for the eyes that people can remember. Then you have a soft background, and then you have something as a contrast on the side or as a design element. You can see that as simple as a design element. Right, Melanie? You have prepared a few fabrics for us. Do you have? Yeah.
Sorry. These were the fabrics that I brought.
Sorry, I always crossing each other. Sorry for that. Don't want to be impolite. No. Yeah, and I think the good thing on a fabric. So I love fabrics. I also use this is felt, by the way. So just if you're asking, and this is also a fabric. And actually, it's a pink fabric. No one knows that because my light is always reducing the what you say. It's not so pink anymore. Yeah, yes. And therefore, you always have to. You know that you always have to try out with the light and look. Yes. How does it look like when the light is coming on to it? So sometimes you need something that is dark, and sometimes it must be lighter.
Yes, and I think denim would work nicely. I think kind of rich woven brocades would likely work nicely. I think your velvets that have got textures and patterns in them might also work quite nicely because they do rich things with the light. Yeah. I think silks might also work beautifully.
Yeah, you have to be careful with silk. When you have a matte silk, then it's working, or a natural silk is working. When you have a very shiny silk, you have to try it out with the light. Sometimes it's working, but sometimes I had one in silk, and then I had a wonderful shine when just looking at it, and I've seen it on screen, and the camera and the light reduced it to one big spot. That was I was like, not working. That is not working. So always try out. And I love that that you said with the surface of a fabric, you can of course use something that is knitted and has, you know, that very nice structure on that, because that makes something very warm. It's like very cozy and very comfortable. It's like you have a blanket there without having a blanket. Yeah, just the impression of a blanket.
I can even see a checked blanket, a wool checked blanket in the background, depending on who you are, because a check would look lovely.
Yeah.
If it's not in like very bright colors, like if it was in more muted tones, it could look quite nice.
And of course, always combine that. Like we said, it's not a one space. Make 2 or 3 parts of it, and then you have the check fabric. Do you say that? Yeah. Yes. As the design part, and then you can have a calm, like one color background behind that, and use that. The thing is, that is why it's so important to have a concept, is that you just need to know what are you going to do in your video, what is the purpose of your video, what do you need it for, what kind of space do you need for, what kind of clients do you want to address, and yeah, that's the whole thing behind.
Yeah. May I ask a question, Janine? Do you ever split the screen horizontally? Because I always see the vertical split, but I don't think I've ever seen you split it horizontally.
I've done it once. I have one, but you have to really care of. The thing is, when you go horizontal, we can try that out. When you go
Yes.
horizontal, that's why we have that for.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have to find a line where it's not cutting your head visually.
Okay.
And then I think then you are here somewhere, it's cutting your head here. Then you normally have not so much space here, and you normally not so much space left here. But of course you can do that.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
just try that out.
So last week I had a different piece of fabric behind me that had a white line that ran through it and did exactly that. When I was speaking, it looked as though I had static coming out of my ears.
Yes, that is why we are trying out here so hard. Oops. Oh, that is too much here. Hold on.
And Janine, is it also tricky to get the lines so that it's not a little bit skewed?
Sorry, hold on a second. I'm right there. Let's find out how this is working. So,
it's not
here I am. Huh. Why not? When it has a pattern. I think it's the little dots. The other one was too heavy now.
Yes.
You think it's going through my head?
A little.
Move away.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. It is a bit distracting, isn't it? Yes.
It can work. It can work based on your design. It can work, but like I said, try it out. I mean, I think in this way, it's not so. It's not such a strict line. Sometimes when you have a striped pattern, I wouldn't do that. Okay, but that is with the little dots here. It's much softer. So because then you have not that very strict line here because you have that little dots. It could work, but very carefully. Yeah. Or you have two tones, light pink and a dark pink or something like that.
Okay. Is striping problematic?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you asked me something? I'm so sorry. I didn't hear you.
Is striping a problem sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So avoid stripes.
Try it out. This is really try it out. And you know, the thing is, when you make a screenshot, then you have the hard truth. Really, a screenshot is something that is a frozen picture, and on a frozen picture, it shows no mercy. Yeah, so you can really them. Okay, is it working? Is it not working? Then again, Kathy, is it better than through your neck? Yes, Kathy.
Okay, so Kathy, this is no good. Here's no good, but here's okay.
I think you know what we mean. Yeah. Oh, make an organic line. Why not? Yeah, then it softens down a bit.
Totally.
Okay. If anyone is watching, do you have any questions for Melanie or for me? We are very happy to bring you in and pick up your questions if you have some regarding to your video background and what materials you can use. What else do we have here? Oh, we'll also have, that comes very often with parcels and packages, you know, so cargo boards. What I'm really looking is not only lightweighted, but shapes that has a cutted edge. Because when you have then you don't have to take care of it. Sometimes when you need to cut that, it takes a lot of effort to really, really have a perfectly cutted edge. So when you use things that are already ready, done, cut it.
Yes.
Then it is. So this you can spray do something on it, wrap it in something, take your fabric and wrap it around that, and then it's again lightweighted and easy attachable.
And of course, Janine, I want to print on it. I want to use stamps and print all over it.
I know. Please do next time. We do that with some prints. But I'm afraid not everyone can do that like you do. But yes, that is an amazing idea. Please make a life with that, and have some design elements that are printed, or there are so many ideas that you can. When you have your branding. Then a branding is not only about colors and some font. It's really about having a design, a recognizable design. And of course, once you have that, even if it's just, a swirl line, that is something that you cannot buy anywhere because it's customized. And then you need to find a way, how can I bring that onto my background? And especially when it's not about information. So my informations here are digital inserts. So there, it's okay. I don't have to take care about it. But every kind of design that I want to be behind me, because a digital insert is always in front of me. So when I really want it behind me, then I need to find a way to transport it on whatever material I can find. Can I have a cutter? Be brave. You can do that. Be brave. You can print it out before, and then you have a kind like a stencil, and then you cut it out. There are very easy ways to do it. You don't have to be artistic, but be brave. Try that out, and come up with your very unique design. Or print it, like Melanie had said it. Yeah, go to a printer. I mean, you do it on your own way. I know that. But for everyone else here, you can go to a print shop, print it on kind of a little stronger paper, and then bring it on.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. So you could even pull design elements off the internet that you like. So Janine, is it worth maybe having a conversation about taking design elements off the internet to use in that way, and copyright?
So I don't know how do you feel when I go to you, and you have Melanie has published an amazing ebook with her prints and with her pattern. It's a huge source of inspiration, but it's really, I would use it as an inspiration, because I know, let's say I take one of your designs, you would not be so happy about that because it's your design. So what you can do is just make it your own. You need to you can get inspiration from the internet always, but then make it your own. You can print it out, and then you just need to change it a little bit. Have another size, another combination, whatever, and just take it as an inspiration. I know we're all on Canva, and Canva is offering you really a lot of designs, but you want to be unique. So therefore, I'm always going for your own design.
Okay, so you wouldn't go to Canva for your design backgrounds?
No, I'm not a big fan of Canva because I'm doing all my designs on my iPad, on my Procreate. But I love Canva especially for people who are not graphic designers, don't want to spend so much money on that. And that is really a great platform. So I highly, highly recommend it and appreciate it. But you have to take something, you have to create something on your own. So just copying it, like I said, can be that someone says, this is my design.
Yes.
You want that. You don't want that. Yeah. You want your own thing. But having inspiration there, absolutely.
Yes. So what I love about your process is that you bring it right back into the here and now, and into the stuff that's in our hands, and use what you've got. I love watching how you, in a very analog way, put together your backgrounds and then adapt them to the digital environment. It fascinates me.
Thank you, Melanie. But I know you have amazing ideas too. Yes, and I love that hand work, working with my hands. I'm a big fan of handcraft. Absolutely admire everyone who can do that, and I really try to encourage all of our viewers to do so. I know you are creativity is about finding solutions, not about being artistic. Yeah, we all. Uh, we
Yes.
are all on the same page on this. I think it's about finding solutions, and everyone who is in business, and especially in online business, is a solution finder. This is what we are doing for our clients. Yes, we find the solutions for them. So you all are creative. All you need to do is maybe a little kick, a little encouragement, and a little inspiration. So have a look around you. What is there? What can you use? Try it out. No one is watching you. No one is watching it. Try it out. Have a check on the screen. And if you want, of course, that is what our group is for. Make a screenshot and upload it in the group and ask for feedback. And we are guiding you or saying you, okay, this is a great idea, but just, take care a little bit of this and that, because I know you don't have that in mind for sure. And ask for feedback. You will always get a very appreciative feedback on your background.
And I didn't realize that we could do that in the group.
Sorry?
I didn't realize we could do that in the group. So now I'm going to do that.
Super curious about that. I will repost it. It's in the information, but I will, yes, I will repost it, that you can always ask for feedback whatever you have. And I'm super, super happy if I can encourage you and do something, because it can be really, really super easily done, especially when you don't have any space left. Yeah. Then
yes.
Like Melanie, you said in the beginning, it's so important to really sit in front of your background, and then it gets just smaller, your background. You don't have to take care of the whole room. Don't do that.
So I didn't realize it, but I think there's less than a meter between my lens and the background. It's not even a meter.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to do this with my laptop sitting like 2 meters away from the background and struggling.
Yeah, and the thing is, you have to take care for so many things, because you see the whole room, and then you're not even aware, but then there is something in the corner, there's something here, and it stresses you there is no necessity for that, being so stressed. Make your life.
I love it. I love it, because now I only have to create a tiny 1 meter square space that looks like something, and then the rest can explode around me and nobody knows.
Correct. That's how it is. And if you want to demonstrate more, then you can always enlarge your screen. That is up to you. But yeah, now the focus is so on you, Melanie. Yes. Now I really see you in front of your background, and you are really now in my focus, and I can concentrate on what you have to tell me.
And I don't have the head fan coming out the top of my head anymore.
I can tell you. I've seen a lot of head fans and ceilings. So you're not alone. But yeah, it definitely looks better now. You really, really have done a great job. Okay, I would say, who is again, Kathy, saying this has been great. Thank you so much, Kathy, and I can use these tips. Thank you. Great. So I hope, I would say, it's almost an hour that we talked, Melanie. Time has no end with you. I can talk forever with you. It's so amazing. So if you have any questions, leave them comments. We are watching the replay. We are happy to answer all your questions. And please, if you want to learn more about your branding, about your having a visual concept and how you transport that onto a video background, then please sign up to the upcoming challenge. It's completely for free. And Melanie, please, can you drop the link to your group here in the comments, because Melanie has an amazing upcycling group and she is connecting the whole world in her group, and you find ideas never ending. Yeah, never ending solutions.
I absolutely will put the link directly in the comments for everybody watching. And thank you so much for this chance to talk about what I do and to show people a little bit about how amazing old textiles can be and how they still have a place in the modern world.
And I thank you, Melanie, for all your inspiration. It was a pleasure talking to you. And now we say thank you, everyone watching, giving us your time. And we see in the group, come and I encourage you, come up with your screenshots. We give you feedback. Okay. Bye.
Bye.